Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Valentin and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. In today's video, I decided to do a quick clip about a new app I decided to try out. It's called Webull, and what Webull is basically a financial services company that's located in Wall Street, New York City. It's very simple, very similar to Robinhood and Wealthsimple or Questrade in Canada. And practically, you can use this platform to trade your stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, etc. But you can also use it to do your research. So that's what this video is going to be focused on. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to pull up some critical information about your favorite stocks or to see how the sectors are performing and so on. So on my page here, I have the Markets tab on the global setting, and you can quickly see kind of all the stock exchanges in the world and how they last performed, how they closed. So we can see that in most cases the markets were slightly down. This is data, I guess, from end of Friday, but it's just a snapshot at that particular time. It doesn't tell you a lot of information. So to go into more detail, we're going to go into Canada, for example. This is what I care about. That's where I'm located. So let's see what kind of information is presented on the main page. So right here, we can see automatically the best performing industries. So this kind of gives you an idea of if you're interested in getting into purchasing stocks or mutual funds or ETFs, what are the sort of most hot thematic ETFs or mutual funds or stocks that are that you should be looking into. So we have a 1 day, 5 day, I'll put 3 months. And we can see that financial technology has done really well, on average of 449% increase. Then construction materials, renewable energy, pharmaceuticals, aerospace, defense. And interesting enough, 3 of these I've mentioned in my previous video on thematic ETFs. I said that for 2021, financials, technology, renewable energy, and pharmaceutical or biotechnology stocks are likely to do well, and that's what we're seeing here as well. And if you scroll down, we have just kind of like a highlight of the hot stocks, so that are probably trading by volume. I'm not sure exactly here what the selection criteria is. It looks like they're all positive, so clearly they're showing only ones that are being successful. But if you keep going down, we have ETFs. So again, some hot ETFs, and then we have the top gainers, and then you can select here 5 days, 1 month, and top losers. So most active, I guess, volume. So this is based on volume and the last price that they traded at. So that's the main page. You can do the same thing with United States, whatever interests you, or cryptocurrencies. You can see the last prices and so forth. Now, what I want to go into is the Explore tab. So I want to show you how you can find some interesting stocks. So for example, if you're on the Explore tab, you have a bunch of sort of articles, and under the Explore list here, you can read there's environmental, e-commerce, cloud computing, renewable energy, and so on. So I knew that cloud computing is one of the industries that are likely to continue to do well based on my previous videos. So I wanted to see what kind of stocks are being discussed here. And automatically the first one that's listed, Dynatrace. I'm just going to click on it and kind of go into detail to show you what kind of information you can pull out using this app. So over here we have a chart. This is just a typical chart that you normally see on other investment platforms like Yahoo Finance. And what's nice about it is that it has the earning reports highlighted with an E, which is very important because that's basically going to drive the stock price up or down, usually after an earning. So basically, if the company meets the earning expectations, it's likely to continue to do well. If not, it will lead to a dip. So to start off, I'm going to go over to the profile page on the very right. And here you can just read what the company is about. So this company offers software intelligence platform from the enterprise cloud. And right beneath it, it kind of shows how the industry is currently doing. Now, this is kind of a snapshot. So it shows like 49 companies that are doing well and 78 companies that are declining currently. So don't get alarmed. Even though it shows overall it's minus 1.04, it doesn't mean the industry is not doing well. And on the institutional holdings, we can see that there's 374 institutions that hold the stock. That's the total shares. And then a percentage owned 94%. So 94% of the stock is owned by institutions. So that's significant, but that's very good information for you when you make your decisions. So for example, I've shared with you a website, a Market Beat, on my previous videos, where you can actually see the institutional purchases or selling of stocks. So if you know a stock it's highly owned by institutions and you're seeing a lot of sells, then it's probably a good idea that you shouldn't hold that in the next short term, because something's going to happen to it. Scrolling down here, we have the ETF weighting. So this shows the ETFs that this particular stock is a part of. So in case you don't want to buy the stock, but you want to own it and you like ETFs like myself, you can just pick one of these. And then just some information on the key executives. So that's the profile tab. Moving on, we can go to financials. And on financials, the first thing is the earning per share. I've covered this in my previous video. It's an important metric. And we can see that in bright blue is basically the actual, and then the dark blue or faint dark blue is the estimated. So we're noticing that the earning per share the actual has always surpassed the estimate, which is very good for this company. And then we have a key indicators. This is it's a very good tab, and I'm going to go over these in more detail in my future videos. But for example, you can look at the return on equity or return on assets. And in here for fiscal year 2020, we have a negative number, which means that the company suffered. Basically, they finished in the negative. They had a net loss, not a net gain. That's why this return on equity or assets is in the negatives. So yeah, you can just pick whichever ones you find interesting. It looks like in the fiscal year 2020, there's a negative earning per share, and that's because of the loss that they incurred. Normally, you want to see the EPSs go up as with time, so that's not the greatest thing. But if you look at the earning forecast, which is the next tab, we can see for the fiscal year 2020, the company actually surpassed the estimate. And now the estimate for 2021 is 0.56, so they've yet to report the earnings. So we'll see how they perform here. Then the income statement, and like I mentioned, the net income 2020 minus 414 million. So they were not profitable. The balance sheet is pretty important here, because we can kind of see the total assets versus liabilities. And of course, in an ideal scenario, you don't want a company that has significantly more liabilities and debt than assets. So this company here, it's doing not too bad. It looks like in 2020, it's got twice as many assets as liabilities. Cash flow in 2020 was negative. The operating cash flow is important. However, being negative doesn't mean necessarily, it's not the greatest thing. However, it could mean that the company spent a lot of their money into, restructuring or reforming or paying off certain debts. So take it with a grain of salt. And last but not least, I like this peer comparison table. It kind of shows you how this company ranks compared to others based on these indicators. So for earning per share, the 0.29, it's ranked 46 out of 199 companies. So basically, the other companies, so for example, number 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 46, they had a better earning per share than this one. And then the next one is dividend per share. It's not reported. Price to book ratio, dividend yield not reported, and so on. So you kind of get an idea, and you can click on it and see what the other companies are. So which one was number 1? This one has a 13 earning per share, and so forth. You can just quickly go through it if you're interested, and you pick whatever indicator you want. So that's the financials tab. I find it pretty useful. There's a press release tab. You can read press releases if you want to, these statements. And then analysis is also an important tab, because it shows you the analyst rating. So here this is based on 21 analysts, and we can see for this stock, For the near future, they're expecting an average buy rating, so they're strong buy and buy mostly. And in terms of the price target, the current price is $43, and the highest anticipated increase is $59, lowest is $40, but the average is $50. So there's $10 approximately to be made according to these analysts if you were to buy this position today. And I'm just going to scroll past this. Another important thing is the support and resistance graph, which I'll be going into more detail in the future videos. But what this is it kind of shows you, this is like a chart of the price fluctuations, and the support line, which is in red, is practically the line where once you experience a drop in the stock price, after a certain point, you're going to see a reversal in price where it starts to climb again, and that would be the support line. So we can see currently past November 2020, so more recently, the price is very close to the support line. So there's a potential for it to increase. However, the resistance line, on the contrary to support, it's practically the peak at which stocks tend to reverse. So they climb, and once they reach that resistance level, they start dropping. So ideally, you don't want to be purchasing stocks that are close to the resistance line. However, it is not a hard indicator, so it's not like a wall that they cannot break. If there's a lot of positive news with the company, they can break the resistance line and continue growing. However, this is kind of like how should I say it? It's an indication of what the herd effect in the market is, what most people sold it at. So just keep an eye for reference between resistance and support. All right, so that's the analysis tab. Another important tab here, we have comments, and first one is a stock prediction, and this is kind of like how should I say, like a poll where every person who's using this app, they can vote on what they think the stock will do. So here, most people are bullish, meaning they're expecting the stock to increase 96%. You can sign in and you can vote yourself too, I'm pretty sure. And then you can read the comments. There's tons of comments for each one of these. See what people think about it. I find it useful. You can spend some time and check out what they have to say. And then we have a news tab, which is the latest news about the company. And I think this app is linked to Yahoo Finance, which is a very good source to get your news from. So yeah, keep in mind. And then a quotes. I don't really use the quotes tab. Looks like this is also related to, trying to see here, time of sale, so volumes of shares sold, bids, ask, yeah. So I wouldn't worry about this tab at all. Anyway, so I hope you found this app useful. I'm gonna try to do a more sort of regular videos using this particular app to do a stock analysis or an ETF analysis, just to kind of see what the current industries that are doing well, and then just handpick one stock or two stocks and talk a bit about it, like in a short 10-minute video or less. All right, guys, so thank you very much. Once again, this video is purely for educational purposes. I'm not a licensed investment advisor. I'm just hoping to help you out, and I hope you learn one or two things from this video. If you find it useful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. See you.